Today we are going to be ranking every Lego idea set from worst to best. This is the first part of it at least, because there's too many of them to rank in one video. So, we're going to be counting down the bottom 11 in this video, and then in the next one we're going to be counting down the middle 10, and then the final one we're going to be counting down the best of the best. So, let's get into it. The worst Lego idea set, in my opinion, is the first Lego idea set, and that is the Shinkai 6500 submarine. I actually think that this is a pretty accurate build, but the submarine it's based on does not really appeal to me. The nice little added scenery is alright, but the actual build for the submarine I just don't find to be very appealing. And this just has to come in last place, in my opinion. You can tell by the box art that this was also a Japan exclusive, which means you couldn't even get it here in America. Now this is going to be controversial, but my second least favorite Lego idea set is the Exosuit. Now I know a lot of people like classic space, but this is just a big mech. I can imagine it's a pain to build because of all the small parts, and mechs never seem to be that very fun to build in Lego. And just overall, I just don't find this set to be very appealing to me. I mean, if you like classic space, this might be a good set for you, but I'm just not really into it, so let's move on. The bronze medal for the worst set is going to go to the Hayabusa. Now this is like the first of these NASA Lego idea sets that they've been doing for a while, and I mean, they're alright. Some are better than others, definitely. And this one just seems to be pretty boring. It's basically just a giant satellite. There's nothing very appealing about it. I mean, it's not a terrible build, I just don't really care for the set very much, and that's why it's coming in this low on the list. And the 27th best set is the Research Institute. I don't really understand the purpose of this set. I mean, I guess it might work if you want to display it on a shelf or something like that, or on your office desk, but it's just not very appealing. It's only got 163 pieces, and you just get a bunch of different research things. It's okay, it's just not as good as a lot of other things on this list, so let's move on. Next on this list I have the Women of NASA. Now I actually really like the builds in this set, but what I would have rather they'd done of this is do famous women in general, so that way they could have made it larger. It has a lot of the same problems as the Research Institute, where it just doesn't really have a great purpose. Although this one does at least serve, you can obviously display it, and it's good. It's just not great. And coming up next is Lego Adventure Time. Now I haven't seen the show, by the way, in case you were wondering. But where I think that Lego screwed up on this set is I think that they should have just denied the Lego Idea Project and then made a Lego CMF series, so that way they could make minifigures rather than these builds, which, I mean, they're pretty good builds. I just would have rather they had done a CMF series, if you know what I mean. But not too bad of a set, just definitely not one of the best Lego Ideas sets ever, so let's move on. Next up is the DeLorean Time Machine. I have a couple of problems with this set. The first one, which I heard some people complain about, I'm not too fussed about, is the front of the car, how you can tell on the engine how they just use tiles to clean that off. It didn't look very nice in my opinion, but my biggest problem is that they didn't have windows. Now they do this with Lego Technic sets, and I think that they should have windows, especially in sets like this where they don't even use Technic. It just looks super weird not having windows. And something later in the list, we'll see a car also based off a movie that actually has windows, which makes it a lot better. So yeah, besides that, it's a pretty nice set. It has a nice interior, if you can see the details in there. It's very nice inside. And then it's a nice set, just has its flaws. Coming up next is the Doctor Who set. Now, maybe if I had seen the show, this would be higher up on the list, but I haven't. Now, the build for the set is actually pretty good. I'm actually kind of surprised it's rated 10+. Seems like this would be the similar sort of Friends set where it would be 16+ or whatever. But, I mean, it's reasonable. You get some good minifigures, but again, I haven't really seen the show, so I can't really compare this to anything. Coming up next is Big Bang Theory. Now, I haven't seen this show, but I have seen Young Sheldon, which is about Sheldon, which is obviously one of the main characters. And if you just look at the detail on this set, it is pretty impressive. However, I'm not too crazy for these show-based sets. You'll see a trend in me putting these sets pretty low on the list just because I just don't really, I'm not too high on them. Like, although it is still a very good set, and as I said, loads of detail just everywhere on this set. So, yeah, great set. Just can't really put it any higher on the set because there are a lot of better Lego Ideas sets. Now, this is going to be controversial to put this set this low on the list, but the Lego Friends set is just a really good set. It's even got a nice exterior. It's just got so much detail on the inside. Once again, haven't seen the show, but just so much going on in this set. Such a well done set. Unfortunately, just because I don't really have any connection to the show, I can't really put it any higher on this list. But still a very nice set. And let's move on. And our final set is going to be Tron Legacy. Now, once again, I haven't seen the movie, but this is a really nice set. It comes with both a display stand and you can spin the wheels, so you can play with it or you can display it, which is really nice. And just the builds for the bikes are also really good, and they actually look pretty accurate from the pictures I've seen in the movie. So, very good set. And that's going to be it. So if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe. And that'll be all. So Josie, what's your least favorite Lego Ideas set?
My least favorite Lego Ideas set is the Research Institute. It reminds me of the vet, and I hate the vet. I get a bunch of shots and all kinds of bad stuff. It is the most terrible thing ever.
Alright, Josie, thank you. Josie would really appreciate it if you liked this video and subscribe to my channel. Right, Josie?